Welcome back, Tangerinies. My name is Jordan, this is Maddie, and we are Tangerine Travels.
Today we are answering one of the most frequently asked questions on our channel and also on our social media and our inbox, and that is how on earth do we afford to travel full-time and have this lifestyle where we're constantly traveling through Mexico and visiting other countries as well.
Yeah, so in today's video, we're going to not only be talking about how we earn a living online, but also about how we manage to keep our travel expenses low, because in order to travel all the time, you have to have your income exceeding your expenses.
We hope you guys enjoy the content of this video. If you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel if you would like to see travel videos that we put out about our life in Mexico and traveling across the world. One of the biggest contributing factors to how we can afford to travel full time is the cost of living. And since we live in Mexico, the cost of living is very low, especially when you compare it to the United States or Canada or Europe. So we don't have to make quite as much in order to be able to travel throughout the country. It's really, really inexpensive if you do it right. And that leads us to our next point.
We're budget travelers. So I feel like there's different levels of budget traveler, and the lowest is like, not the lowest in terms of their value as a human, but in terms of lowest pricing.
Let's just hope that no one jumped right to that, because that's never what we mean. That will never be what we mean.
Thank you. But like the lowest level of traveler is like backpacker and sleeping in a tent every night, and then maybe next step up is like sleeping in a van, and maybe the next step is sleeping in hostels. Well, I feel like we're right above there, so we're like luxury budget travelers, whereas
we're like at the top of the budget food chain in terms of how much we spend, because we're still staying at Airbnbs, which is much cheaper than staying at nice hotels.
Yeah, so we're not staying at fancy hotels, at least most of the time. There are exceptions. Like
Vegas, for instance, when we can get them completely free. So of course we're gonna stay in a nice fancy hotel if we can get it free, no resort fees or anything.
Yeah, so we've made, on our channel, we've made some videos in Vegas, and we know pretty much every trick in the book that there is to know for Vegas. So we have tons of different ways we can get free hotel rooms there. But other than that, we're staying in Airbnbs unless we're using hotel points on occasion.
And also part of being budget travelers is we're not buying plane tickets if they're not on sale, or if they don't. Someone's phone is being blown up right now. We're not buying those plane tickets unless they're on a super great sale, or if it's a mistake fare or some weird route that we can take so that it's significantly cheaper. We don't travel to places unless that's the case.
Yeah, so
or that we're driving there, because we have a car in Mexico, we've been driving everywhere, and that cuts down on a lot of costs as well.
Yeah, so it's usually sales that are determining what our next travel destination is going to be.
Pretty much.
The next thing is that we're not going out and spending tons of money eating at the fanciest of restaurants, and it's pretty cool being here in Mexico, at least in most places. You can go to a really nice place, and the most expensive entree we're probably going to get is going to be about $12. So that's a very, very expensive meal for Mexico, and normally it's in like the $5 range is the price of our entrees.
Compare that to the US, where you'd be lucky to get a $12 meal, tax and tip included. And the last big way we're budget travelers, although this doesn't necessarily have to do with traveling, but we aren't buying new clothes, new stuff, new whatever, so that keeps our costs down. We only buy things when we need them, and of course we have to maintain our entire life in our Prius C, so we kind of can't buy a lot of stuff because everything that we own has to fit in that car. But it definitely does keep us from overspending on things that we don't really need. And the last way that we save money to help us continue traveling in this lifestyle that we can afford is through credit cards and airline miles. So obviously we already said we're not buying tickets unless they're on sale, so that helps us cut down costs like crazy. So instead of a $600 or $1,000 ticket to Europe, we spent $188 each. Yeah, that adds up.
And I'll tell you what, it's absolutely miserable to have a long flight plan that goes from city to city to city with a whole bunch of layovers, but it makes it so much easier if you have lounge access. And we spend so much time in lounges. I actually look forward to travel days now because we go to the lounges, get free food and free drinks, and they're pretty expensive to get into, but if you have the right credit cards, you get them for free. So our favorite is the Amex Platinum. It comes with so many benefits with how much we travel. we get like the annual fee back 10 times over.
Oh, easily, with all the perks that it offers. And then of course we also have the Delta credit card, and so that allows us to, well, we stick with the same airline so we can accrue those miles, and we've earned status to where we get complimentary upgrades to Comfort Plus, or sometimes even first class. So that makes it much more desirable to travel, and it maintains our health and our sanity a lot of times when we do have like a bajillion flights to get to a destination because we wanted that $188 ticket as opposed to the $1,000 one.
Yeah, I just watched an interview from Delta's CEO, the airline we generally fly with, and he said they give away half of their first class seats to their loyal passengers. So if you fly a lot and you stick with the same airline, you can get upgraded to first class by buying a regular economy ticket.
And I mean, it's effective. We have stuck with Delta and the partnership airlines like Aeromexico. We've stuck with them because they offer perks like this. And so that's a way that we can like travel like millionaires without actually being millionaires.
Yeah,
you know?
now we still book when it's on sale. We still book regular economy, but we almost never fly regular economy anymore because we're at least getting upgraded to premium economy, if not first class.
And we don't have to pay for that. So that, again, adds up a lot.
They're getting festive here in Cancun for the holidays.
This is a gigantic tree. I love it. So to start off on the other side of things, how do we afford to travel? Well, that's making money. How do we do that? One of those ways is through our YouTube channel, specifically through YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah, and we have a number of things that we're going to list here, and they're in no particular order. But when we started our YouTube channel, even after we qualified for the 1,000 subscribers you need and the 4,000 hours of watch time that you need to initially get monetized, we weren't monetized for a long time after that because YouTube was so backed up with approving channels.
Yeah. So we were still working like 12-hour days, working our tushies off.
At least it was literally until we woke up, until we went to sleep every single day.
Every day. So we were working unpaid, earning absolutely nothing for months and months and months. So in case anyone's thinking, oh, YouTube is so easy and you could become a millionaire. By the way, we're not millionaires if that's not clear at this point yet. But it took a lot of work and a lot of time where we didn't know if we were gonna like make it, if it was gonna work out creating YouTube videos and creating a channel, because that wasn't even, we've talked about this in other videos, but being YouTubers was never like our goal from the beginning. It sort of just evolved into that. So anyway, lots of unpaid hours to get the YouTube ad revenue. That is something that allows us to continue traveling and doing what we're doing now.
But now at this point, we've made over 250 videos, and every single one of those is earning us something every day. Because as long as they're getting views and as long as they're monetized, which every one of them is, we're still going to be making a little bit of money from that.
Let's break down ad revenue a little bit more. How do we make money this way, and how do we like hack it a little bit? How do we improve that income stream?
Yeah, so on YouTube, I see a lot of people talking about, oh, they're getting this many views, they must be making this much money or whatever. But honestly, ad revenue isn't very correlated with number of views. It's much more highly correlated with the number of minutes people watch your videos.
So retention, as in how long someone is watching the entire video, that's really important. We do our best to make the most high quality videos as possible so that you are entertained and you're informed, you're learning things, and you also you want to watch the entire video from start to finish. So that's one reason why we don't put a bunch of filler crap in the video. Like, you're never going to see 30-second long slow motion drone shots in our video.
YouTubers know this too. They know that more longer videos, more watch time gets them more ad revenue. So there's quite a few people out there who put in a lot of garbage filler content just to make the video longer when it adds nothing of value, gives you no information, isn't interesting, things like that.
You're never gonna see that on our channel because
hopefully not, at least.
If we get there, slap us in the face. Just kidding. But we want to provide as much value in every video as possible, so whatever you're seeing is the best of that video that we recorded for that reason. I mean, it's beneficial for us because it's part of our income, and we think it's the right thing to do for rewarding viewers for watching, rewarding you for watching the videos that you get higher quality content. On the topic of ad revenue, we often get comments like, hey, I really appreciate your videos and I want to give something back for all the work you put in, but I don't have that much money and I can't join you on Patreon. What can I do? Well, speaking of ad revenue and speaking of ads, something that does help us out is turning off your ad blockers so that we do get the little kickbacks from those, or watching the ads all the way through, or clicking on them if they interest you, something like that. So if you're in that same boat, then by all means do that, turn off that ad blocker, and that helps us out without you having to spend any money.
Yeah, and perhaps even more importantly is watching every video and watching the whole thing. That helps us out more than just about anything.
We hope we've enticed you to do that in the first place by making videos that you want to watch the full thing. That's our goal.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned Patreon. In case you aren't familiar with what that is, it's a way for people to give back to creators for the content that they are making, whether that's music or art, or in our case, creating videos. We've taken the opportunity to use it as a platform where we can offer more than the videos that we're putting out. For instance, some of the perks we offer: live videos, a private Facebook group, personalized attention that we can't always give people across all of our social media and on YouTube, just because we're only 2 people. We don't have endless time to respond to everyone as much as we would like to do that. So if you are curious to see what we're making there, you can just head over to patreon.com/Tangerine Travels. We have the amount publicly available.
This next way that we earn some of our money is actually one we've grown to hate, so we don't really do it, and that is sponsorships and brand deals.
Yeah, so before we had started doing the whole YouTube thing, I thought YouTubers were really like raking it in when it came to partnerships and brand deals.
And getting all kinds of free stuff.
Yeah, getting free stuff, free makeup, clothes, electronics, whatever. And I thought like that was the biggest perk of being a YouTuber. But at least for us, that has never been the case. We don't get offered free stuff for nothing. And these things that we've done, I mean, I think there's a lot of misaligned expectations because it's all kind of uncharted territory for a lot of companies. Ultimately, they just expect a lot more than what they're offering us, so it ends up being tons of work, huge headaches. We don't really mess with that often anymore.
Yeah, and when we've tried it, we were trying it for months, and it just ended up being endless communication, and then finally we get one that we want to do, and then something goes wrong, or they back out, or what else? They have a long list of deliverables that we don't want to do.
I mean, because it's like here's an example. There was this suitcase company that reached out to us, and their whole thing was that they were only going to offer a suitcase in return for a whole dedicated video, post on our social media, and also we were supposed to do this sight unseen. Like they would give us the suitcase after we did all of this stuff. It's like, that's not what we're about. We're not going to sit here and like whore ourselves out essentially, or our channel and recommend stuff that we don't know anything about. That's just like, we'll never do that.
And that leads us into our next one, which is why we love affiliate marketing so much, because with affiliate, everyone has an affiliate program. So if there's a product we like, if there's a service we really like, we can just sign up for their affiliate program and tell you guys about it and say whatever we want. We don't have to say certain things or say it in a certain video and do a whole bunch of communication.
Right. And the great thing is, it's stuff that we are using already, we are using and liking, and we think it adds value to our life or improves our life in some way. We find out there's an affiliate program, and then we get to tell you guys about it because we think it would add value to your life. So it's kind of a win-win, suggesting something to you that you don't already know about and that would make your life better. And then we're also getting a little portion of that sale if you go ahead and buy that thing.
And sometimes a big portion, depending on what the affiliate program is.
Depending on that.
Depending on what the affiliate program is.
So what's an example of an affiliate program that we really like because it's done a lot of good for us in our lives? Rocket Languages.
Yeah,
you knew that was coming, didn't you?
So we actually bought this before coming to Mexico, and then later signed up for their affiliate program after we had been using it for a long time. But yeah, we love the Spanish program. It's very, very thorough. It allows you to learn in the way that we like to learn, where you can speak back and have those verbal lessons in addition to learning about grammar and things like that.
Well, and you say the way that we like to learn, but they not only have the audio, which is good for audio learners,
Yeah.
but they have the visual. I'm a visual learner, so you have that part of it where you can read these things, hear it, click on and learn the pronunciation and all that. We think it's the most all-inclusive, best value for your money, best bang for your buck, and effective. It's been so effective and helpful in helping us become fluent.
Yeah, they have their Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales going on right now. So now is a great time to head over there. To make it more convenient for you to get to our affiliate link if you're interested, we bought the domain name tangerinespanish.com. If you type that into your browser, it'll take you right there.
Right to rock languages. Another thing that we've mentioned before that we are an affiliate of is VPN, and that's a virtual private network. It's something that helps you stay secure online. They are also running a Black Friday deal, so if you're interested in that, you can get 5 years worth of VPN service for like as cheap as we've ever seen it before.
Like $1.30 a month or something.
Yeah, crazy cheap. And to make it convenient for you as well, you can go to tangerinevpn.com and that will take you right to our recommended company.
Yeah, we were just using ours when we were booking some plane tickets, and it was super interesting. Do you want to tell the story?
Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to Cusco, right? Cusco, Peru, and we had to get a flight from Lima to Cusco, like a budget flight because and we both had our laptops open. I had a VPN located in Mexico, and you had a VPN in like Colombia,
Panama or something like that.
And
anyway, 2 different countries.
They were different price tickets.
And way different.
Way different.
One country was like 30 or 40% cheaper. So just by having your location in another country, if you play around with that and try different locations and try looking at their website in dollars versus pesos.
Oh my gosh, we were like totally nerding out on this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put mine in US dollars, you put yours in pesos. I'm gonna put mine in English and you put yours in Spanish. And then, okay, let's try putting the VPN in this country. So all this to say that VPNs have a lot of benefits besides allowing you to watch US Netflix in Mexico or protecting your online data. And if you wanna get one, now's the time to do it on that Black Friday sale.
Yeah, so again, that's Tangerine VPN. It'll take you right to the VPN that we recommend, and they have a great sale going on right now. A different type of affiliate program. This isn't exactly income, but it is something that allows us to travel much more frequently.
And really all of this boils down to the affordability factor. How do we afford it? Like you were saying at the beginning, income versus cost of living. So this is one of those things that cuts down on the cost of living, traveling.
And that is Airbnb. We use them all the time, and we recommend them to our subscribers. So we get people signing up through our link, and every time that happens, we get about $20 in Airbnb credit.
So that helps us when we're traveling to cut down on like the whole cost of the trip, meaning we would just be worrying about the flight or the gas to get there, or the tolls or something like that, and then the lodging is covered.
Because usually the most expensive part of our trip is lodging. So if we can get that covered, it makes travel a whole heck of a lot cheaper. And we say this as a video about traveling full time. We still have a home base, we have a home, but we've been traveling for about 2 weeks of every month, so still quite a bit.
And leading up to that, we were basically living a travel lifestyle. We were staying in places for about 2 weeks at a time, and then our long stays were like 3 months or 4 months. I much prefer having a home base now, and then of course that cuts down on a lot of costs as well, because we can get a long-term rental that's significantly cheaper than paying per night or per week. The other great thing about Airbnb is that not only do we get about $20 from each person that signs up, but you get $40 off your stay as well. So it's like a pretty significant chunk off of your first qualifying stay, which we think is pretty cool. If you're new to Airbnb, you can get that $40 off, or the equivalent in your currency. We'll put that link down below in addition to all the other links that we're mentioning in this video. Alright, so what else? How else do we afford to travel? Well, we have the tip jar, the online tip jar, aka PayPal. We've only mentioned this in one video, and that's the older version of this video. And so we've never asked anyone to send us anything there, but people do occasionally want to know where they can give back a little, and they'll drop a little something in the tip jar.
Up until this point, you may have noticed that all these ways we're mentioning that we make money have something to do with our YouTube channel, and that is the business we've been building online. So
that's what we spend like our entire lives. Really, guy? Really? That's what we spend our entire life focusing on. All of our efforts, basically everything that we do is about these videos that we're making, and it's about Tangerine Travels. Sometimes to a fault.
So at the same time we have all these income streams that have something to do with our YouTube channel, we're trying to think about our future, and we're probably not always going to be making videos, so we're trying to build up other income streams, and one of those has been buying dividend paying companies, or well, buying stocks in the stock market, but really you're buying the company that pay dividends. And as we build up our portfolio each month, or each quarter, we're getting paid a little bit more. Something else we're doing that's related to stock investments is trading options, and in particular, selling covered calls. So this is probably going to be a foreign language to most of you,
Including me.
but selling covered calls is one of the safest things you can do in investing, and it's a great way to earn an income. In fact, a lot of people fund their retirement just by selling covered calls on their portfolio.
Before you guys go, don't forget that there are 2 great Black Friday sales going on, so if you want to learn Spanish, go check out Rocket Languages. That's at tangerinespanish.com, and if you want a VPN to do all the cool things we were talking about, tangerinevpn.com. Also, we are going to link on the end screen our Binge Watch Everything playlist, where all 250 plus videos we've ever made are in one playlist, so you can see all the changes and all the crazy things that have happened since we decided to leave the US and start traveling through Mexico.
And that playlist allows you to easily watch them in order.
In order, yeah.
And as long as you get past the first few videos, the first few are pretty rough, but they're also short, so they go by quickly.
Please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more from us. And one more thing. Gong that bell so you are the first to be notified the next time we put out a new video.
And we'll see you soon.